Yo everyone, what is going on? Welcome to the video, and today I'm going to be showing you 3 very high protein meals that all come to around 400 calories. So really good meals to fit into your diet if you are living that low calorie, high protein life. And as well as that, I'm going to be showing you how to set your own calories and macros if your goal is to gain muscle and lose fat at the same time. And before anyone comes at me in the comment section saying it's impossible to do that, blah blah blah, no it isn't. And if you want a debate, comment below. I'm up for it, come at me. No, but seriously, gaining muscle and losing fat at the same time is something that you can achieve, especially if you are a beginner in the gym, especially if you are detrained. So you might have spent a few months out of the gym for whatever reason. Maybe you are injured, maybe you lacked motivation, and especially if you are overweight to begin with. So they are the 3 categories in which you are most likely to achieve body recomposition. And does that mean that if you don't fall within those categories that it cannot be done? No, but it does mean that you are going to have to be very meticulous with your training, with your nutrition, with your recovery, with your sleep, to achieve those results. But yeah, we will come back to that later because I am just after finishing a leg session. I am hungry and it is time for my first meal. So these are the ingredients that I'm going to be using. I'm going to be using 300 mils of liquid egg whites that you get from bulk powders. I am going to be using 1 whole egg. Why is there always 1 egg that is just so off color in comparison to the rest? Like, what have you been through? I am going to be using 45 grams of spinach leaves. I'm going to be using 150 grams of mushrooms, and I'm going to be using 2 slices of this Brennan's Be Good 60 calorie bread. You get it in all of the main supermarkets, and I'm pretty sure Lidl and Aldi have their own version as well. I'm actually pretty sure Lidl's version is 59 calories. So yeah, if you're interested in saving 1 calorie, there you go. Okay, let's get the veg done. So 150 grams of mushrooms, 45 grams of spinach leaves, and a lot of you are probably looking at this meal now and thinking, I know what this is going to be because I've used these ingredients before, but trust me, it is not what you are thinking. Okay, next up we have 300 ml of egg whites and 1 egg, which I'm going to find very difficult to actually crack because it's curved at the top. Don't try this at home. Give it a little mix. Then you want to get your 60 calorie bread and dip it in to the egg mix and make sure that it is fully submerged. And then you want to transfer it to a hot pan, and this is actually quite tricky because the bread is kind of soggy. And if you have a really big pan like this one, then I definitely recommend using it, just so they both have enough space, and we'll be flipping them as well, so you don't want to like flip them on top of each other. Alright, it's time for the flip. I always get a little bit nervous at this. It's really important that you use a spatula thingy that's big enough to get under it, because if you don't, then it's just gonna break in half pretty much. 1, 2, 3. Oh, yes. 2 for 2. Oh, how ridiculously good do these look. I also have the rest of the egg mix, the spinach and the mushrooms cooking away over here, so that is going to be a little side, and a meal is not complete for me without some smoked paprika. Okay, we are good to go. And if I was to describe the French toast, I don't actually think I've said that this is French toast. This is French toast. But yeah, if I was to describe it in a few words, it would be thick, wobbly, crispy. And honestly, I have had many variations of this meal, but this is my favorite. It is so good. So we are gonna add some ketchup and some mustard, and these are the exact versions that I'm using. So French's classic yellow mustard. This is kind of hard to get in Ireland, but I pick it up in Super Value when it is there, and it is quite calorie friendly. And I also have this no added sugar and salt Heinz tomato ketchup that you can pretty much get anywhere. Again, this is super calorie friendly. Per 100 grams, there's only 44 calories, and you don't really use 100 grams. I used about 15 grams there, and that had 6.6 calories. That looks so good. And this is, more of a savory French toast recipe, but I do have a sweet one up my sleeve as well. So if that is something that you want to see, maybe even in the next video, comment below, let me know, and we'll get it done. Okay, so let's talk about your nutrition for fat loss and muscle gain. And the first thing you're going to need to do is get yourself in a calorie deficit, because that is essential for fat loss to occur. And to do this, the first thing you're going to need to do is find out what your calorie maintenance is. And your calorie maintenance is the number of calories calories you can consume every single day and neither gain nor lose weight. So if you're eating at your calorie maintenance, you are going to be staying the same weight. And if you have no idea what your calorie maintenance is, then there are plenty of online calculators that you can use to help you figure this out. And this isn't going to be, 100% accurate. It's only based on a few details that you fill out. But, if you have no idea, it's a good place to start. Then when you do find out what this number is, I want you to set your calorie goal 15 to 20% below that. So for example, if your online calculator tells you that your calorie maintenance is 2,500 calories per day, then set your calorie goal at somewhere between 2,000 calories per day and 2,125 calories per day. And you might have to adjust this calorie goal as the weeks go on, because remember, it is based on something that is not 100% accurate. So you might feel like you need to increase this calorie goal because you are absolutely starving all the time, or your weight is dropping a little bit quicker than you would like, or you might feel like you need to decrease this calorie goal because your weight isn't dropping as quickly as you would like, or you might find this calorie goal is perfect. And in terms of the weight you should be looking to lose each week, it is so important that you are realistic, because I often find that so many people have just crazy weight loss goals that are just not achievable. So it is important that you are patient, that you respect the process, and losing at a slow to moderate rate will ensure, number one, that you don't lose muscle, and number two, it will increase the potential for you to actually grow muscle whilst losing fat. And as a general rule, a loss of about 1% of your body weight per week is a good balance between not losing too fast and not losing too slow. So for example, if you weigh 80 kg and you are losing about 0.8 kg per week, then you are doing really, really well. So yeah, that is about it in terms of calories. And before I forget to say this, if you have any questions at all about what I am saying, just leave them in the comment section below and I will get back to you. And yeah, I'll talk about macros a little bit later on, because right now it is time for my next meal. So these are the ingredients that I'm going to be using. So I have a can of tuna chunks in brine, and this is really, really important. Make sure you are getting your tuna in brine or in spring water, because that is going to be lower in calories than the tuna you can get in oil. Then we also have some ham, another very low calorie, high protein source. We are going to be using some whole wheat fusilli pasta. We have a party salad over here, and to be honest, I think it should probably be illegal to put the word party before a salad, because they're just not that fun. And then we have some lighter than light Hellmann's mayonnaise, and it's actually crazy. This contains almost 10 times less calories than the normal version of this mayo. So yeah, in 100 grams of this, there is 72 calories, and I don't know the exact number of calories in the normal version, but it is obviously close to 700 calories. That is just insane. I cannot get over that. So yeah, if you are a fan of mayonnaise, make sure you get on this lighter than light version. It will save you a lot of calories, and I'm pretty sure Aldi have their own kind of version of this as well. Alright, first things first, we are going to cook 35 grams of pasta, and while that is cooking away, we are going to prepare the rest. So I have 250 grams of a mixed salad here. I am going to add in my tuna, and the worst thing about having tuna is that you literally cannot get the smell off your hands for about 3 years. Then we are going to chop up 2 slices of ham, and if you want to be really cool like me, you can use a pizza cutter for no reason whatsoever. Then when the pasta is good to go, you can add it to your bowl, and I rinsed the pasta with cold water just so it's not warm, because obviously that would be a little bit weird. This actually looks so good. And then the final ingredient, which is probably going to ruin how aesthetically pleasing this looks but add a lot of taste, is the lighter than light mayonnaise. Did I say 30 grams? If I didn't, 30 grams. Okay, really happy with how this turned out. And if you are someone that kind of typically struggles with hunger on a lower calorie diet, then this is the type of meal that I recommend including quite often. So it is really high in volume, it is high in fiber, it is high in protein as well, and they are all key for helping keep your hunger at bay. And I am also going to add some sea salt. For a salad, this is actually pretty good, and this last minute sea salt addition was a really good choice because it just adds a little bit of a kick to the whole thing. This is decaf By the way, I am forever trying to cut down on my caffeine, and I am forever doing a terrible job of it and failing miserably, but having a cup of decaf does help me feel a little bit better about the whole situation. But let's talk macronutrients, and the main macro that you need to pay attention to is protein, because it is the most important by far when it comes to growing muscle. So most of you have probably heard this like a million times already, but I recommend setting yourself a protein goal of 2.2 grams of protein per kg of your body weight per day, or if you go by pounds, it's 1 gram of protein per pound of your body weight per day. So if you weigh, 170 pounds, then 170 grams of protein each day is a good goal. And adopting a high protein diet is obviously going to be very beneficial in terms of growing muscle, but it is also going to help keep you full, because protein is the most filling macronutrient, and that is going to be very helpful if you are on a lower calorie diet. So as I said, 2.2 grams of protein per kg of your body weight is the general guideline, but some people do choose to go even higher than that because it just helps keep them full. So me, for example, I think I consume about 2.5 or 2.6 grams of protein per kg of my body weight per day, because my hunger levels are just so intense. They are huge. Oh, and there is one area where this guideline tends to fall down a little bit, and that is if you are overweight. So if you are quite overweight, then you probably do not need 2.2 grams of protein per kg of your body weight per day to maximize muscle growth. And I recommend aiming for closer to approximately 2 grams of protein per kg of your body weight. Or if you are very, very overweight, then you might bring that down again to about 1.8 grams of protein per kg of your body weight. So anywhere between that 1.8 to 2 gram mark is probably going to be more than enough in terms of helping you grow muscle. And moving on from protein, next up is carbs and fats, and these really do not play a massively significant role in terms of muscle growth. And I think people get so carried away with their macro split. So aiming for like a really specific number of carbs every day, a really specific number of fats every day, worrying about their macro ratio, whether it's 50, 30, 20, 40, 30, 30. Like honestly, that doesn't matter. It really doesn't. So what I recommend is being really flexible with your carbs and fats each day. And as long as you are staying within your calories and hitting your protein goal, then that is absolutely perfect. But in terms of fats, there is one little thing that I recommend doing, and that is setting yourself a minimum target every day of about 0.6 grams of fat per kg of your body weight. So if you weigh 80 kg, for example, that would be 48, is it? 80 multiplied by 0.6, 48. So yeah, that would be 48 grams of fat per day. And the reason you want to set yourself this target is because fats do have an important role in terms of hormone regulation and other things in your body. So it's just important you don't go super, super low fat. But apart from that, just be flexible. And last but not least, I do want to give a quick special mention to fiber, even though it isn't a macronutrient, but fiber is really, really helpful in terms of helping you feel full, just like protein. So I recommend setting yourself a fiber goal of at least 13 grams of fiber per 1,000 calories consumed. So let's just say your calorie goal is 2,000 calories per day, then aiming for about 26 grams of fiber per day or more, that should be a minimum, is a really, really good idea. So yeah, that wraps up my nutrition talk on gaining muscle and losing fat at the same time. I hope you found it helpful. And if this is an area that you just really, really struggle with in general, and you feel like you could really benefit from having a structured plan in place, then you should definitely consider signing up to my transformation program. You receive a gym workout plan if your gym is open. You receive an advanced home workout plan if your gym is closed. And you also receive a personalized nutrition plan, whether it's calorie and macro targets or a flexible meal plan. So yeah, I will leave the link in the description box below, and make sure you drop me a message if it is something you're interested in and you want to have a chat about it. But yeah, it is time to go do some work, and I will see you at my next meal. Okay, I am back in the kitchen and it is time for some pizza. Well, I don't want to get your hopes up. It is not going to be as good as like a normal pizza from Domino's or something like that, but I'm going to try and create the best pizza wrap possible. So I have a kids wholemeal wrap here that I got from Tesco, and these are really, really good in terms of calories. So per wrap there is only 121 calories, and in a normal wholemeal wrap there's probably closer to 200 calories, so a decent saving there. And as the protein source, I'm going to be having 150 grams of fajita chicken breast pieces, and if you are a fan of fajita chicken, then you are in luck because it is literally just as calorie and macro friendly as normal plain chicken. So per 100 grams there is 125 calories and 24.4 grams of protein. So happy days. And as the pizza base, I'm going to be using some of this Slim's 2-cal classic barbecue sauce that I got from Super Value. I have not used this as a pizza base yet, but honestly I am a huge fan of barbecue base on any pizza, so let's hope it does the job. Then let's move on to the veg. So I'm going to be using mushrooms and I'm going to be using a combination of green and red jalapenos. And as you may have guessed, I like my pizzas very, very spicy. I'm going to be using some of this 30% less fat cheese that you get in Aldi. Again, lower in calories than just your standard cheese. And as the seasoning, I'm going to be adding some of this classic barbecue seasoning. So yeah, I have very high hopes for this, I have to say, so let's get going. It really doesn't make a huge difference how much of this I use because it is so low in calories, so the more the better. Okay, so that is 50 grams, which comes to 6.5 calories. So I added 35 grams of mushrooms. I hope they get enough time in the oven to cook properly. 30 grams of jalapenos, 30 grams of 30% less fat cheese. Okay, let's get this baby in the oven for about 10 minutes. Alright, this turned out even better than I expected. It looks so good, it smells so good. That barbecue seasoning did something special in that oven. My kitchen smells unreal right now. And now let's put it to the test. I think that is the best pizza wrap that I have ever made, hands down. I actually don't know why I have a knife and fork. I'm definitely not going to be using them. The mushrooms are definitely done as well. So the trick is to put it in the oven for about 10 minutes at 200 degrees Celsius. One more look at this beautiful creation. If you're having one of those like days or weeks or months or years where you don't really care about tracking calories, these are so good. Extra hot, jalapeno and cheese flavored. Perfect with beer. I don't like beer, but cool. Let's give one a go. Just one. Okay. Oh good. Very jalapeno-y. One more. I actually got my results the other day for the cortisol test that I did in my last video. Let me open this baby up. Yeah, so it says the recommended amount of cortisol in your blood is between 133 and 537 nanomoles per liter. And my results came back at 568 nanomoles per liter. So yeah, they are a little high, which is kind of what I expected, but kind of concerning at the same time. The woman who rang me kind of recommended that I get in touch with my GP, but to be honest, I think it would be a lot more worthwhile for me to literally just sit down and put a few things in place to decrease my stress levels, because I know myself, it is like all of my own doing. I am my own worst enemy. I do not do nearly enough to manage them, and I would literally be so stressed out, so tired, and instead of being like, okay, I should probably take a break, I'm just like, okay, I just need to crack open another kind of monster and I'll be fine. And that is just not a healthy attitude to have. But yeah, I am kind of happy now that I know that they are high, because it'll just be like a wake-up call for me to, you know, stop being so stupid and start, you know, looking after myself a little bit better when it comes to stress and things like that. But yeah, I'm gonna wrap the video up there, people. I hope you enjoyed it, and if you did, make sure you comment below and let me know. Make sure you give the video a big thumbs up as well, and make sure you subscribe if you haven't already. I don't want to sound like a broken record, but I am literally so appreciative of the support over the last couple of months. Like, I genuinely cannot get over the amount of subscribers that I have. I know it's not many, but for me, you know, it's cool. So yeah, thanks again, and hopefully we keep on moving in the right direction. So I hope you're all keeping well, and I will see you in the next video.